Good morning everybody, welcome back to cilinixfxcapital, or welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this new video this morning on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update on Bitcoin. I have to say, the market is looking a little bit better. Not everything is that correlated anymore with Bitcoin. But ultimately, of course, Bitcoin still matters a lot for the markets, alright? So we'll do a full update on that. I'll tell you what I see, I'll tell you what I expect over the course of this week, I'll tell you what I expect today, which is slightly different, alright? Because if you watch these videos regularly, first of all, thank you. But second of all, you know that I think on the higher time frames we are forming a bottom right here. I think we've gotten several technical confirmations, and although, fundamentals can spoil the fun, right? If the fundamentals, look, the chart I have to the left of me right now is the volatility index. If we actually get some recession fears again over the course of today, please no. But then then we could still drop down lower, right? There's this level right here at 105 and 104. That looks very attractive to drop down into. So is that a possibility? Yes. Do I think it's most likely? No. Like I said, I think we've gotten enough confirmations from the bottom right here, and I've spoken about that in the last couple of videos as well. So I don't think we need to go into that. The price action over the course of the last 24 hours has been relatively quiet. We got some volume coming in over the course of the Asian session today. But that was relatively neutral. We've just been able to bounce right here. And what you can see is that since last week, Tuesday, we've basically formed balance right here between 111.6 and 110,000. Those are the key levels. And then especially 110,000 is key, right? 110,000, if we fail to hold that, that's quite a relevant intraday support level. If we fail to hold that, then I might have to switch my bias. And then I might have to say that, okay, we're a little bit weaker than I expected. Maybe we are going to drop down into 108 or potentially even 105 again. But even though, look, I do think that level can be tested, especially today. Monday has been a relatively weak day for Bitcoin over the course of the last 2 months. All right, so Monday is usually after a relatively bullish weekend, which again was true over the course of this weekend. The weekend started, of course, right here, and we actually, we had a pullback on Saturday, but ultimately we closed higher. And usually Monday is not that great. So that's why short term, or at least, today, I think I think you should be prepared a little bit more for bearish momentum rather than bullish momentum. So a pullback into the 7-day rolling VWAP at 110.8, maybe even a drop down into those fair value gaps we still have towards 110.4 and 110,000. I think that's a little bit more likely over the course of today, but ultimately, zooming out a little bit more again, ultimately, I do think that, even if we pull back into that, which I don't think is even set in stone, I think you should be ready for it, but I don't think it's necessarily going to happen. But I do think we're going to hold that, ultimately, and I do think we're going to be able to break above 111.6 to head up to the 90-day rolling VWAP again, which at this point of time is around 113,000, so that's my first conservative price target. And then we have this fair value gap 30-day rolling VWAP combination around 114,000, which I would say is my next target. But getting there is going to be it's going to be a test. It's going to be difficult. We're holding relatively well. We're forming a nice bottom, but to say that there's a lot of momentum, I think that's not true. So yeah, we'll see. For now, like I said, I'm slightly bearish short term. I think we're going to be holding here medium term, or at least today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then I think we can see a move up. And that's what I still think at this point of time. It's full moon, by the way. I spoke about that yesterday briefly. So a new moon phase has started. The full moon phase and the period afterwards is usually bullish, but we'll see. All right, we'll see if that happens again. But that's it for now. Thank you, everybody. Have a great Monday. Have a great week, and I'll be back with new videos later today. Bye.